happening. Yes. Yan po. Welcome, 3 o'clock again mga kaibigan. And here I am. In case hindi nyo alam, nahalata nyo, iba ang set natin ngayon kasi special guest host natin ngayon. Huwag na natin patagalin kasi biglang magka-thunderstorm na naman at mawala na naman ang connection with our guest. There's no other way to introduce her except that she is one of my idols and I follow her every time and lahat na lang yata ng gusto ko maging siya. Kulang na lang gender, di ba? Yun ang ano natin. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Karen Davila. Hello, Karen.
My God, grabe naman na intro yon, Raymond. First of all, I'm just so touched with what you said, ha. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Ito, kinakabahan ako. So, but before we actually continue, I'd like to share with you, o di ba, in the guise of being a true broadcast, kasi com arts rin ako, so nainggit ako sa nangyayari sa'yo. We had a magnitude 5.1 earthquake, just jolted San Fernando, La Union. This afternoon, the tremors were felt in Pangasinan, Bulacan, and Quezon City. O, di ba, up to date, in line, and
Very good, ha.
o, di ba?
Oo.
Para at least parang
Pero
kunyari, Karen Davila.
Oo, no, and let's, first, alam ko maraming nanonood at nakikinig ngayon sa'yo, but let's also remember that meron na tayong pandemya at meron pang earthquake. So, a short pause and prayer to all our kababayans na nakaranas po ng paglindol kanina. We hope, Raymond and I hope that all of
Yes.
you are safe.
Yes, I do too. Kasi ang ano niyan is that other than the anxiety and stress that this situation is giving us, di ba English speaking? Nasi-stress ako
Okay.
English speaking. And that's happening. Dagdagan pa natin ng earthquake, utang na loob. Baka naman yung mga
Oo,
hindi
oo.
katulad natin biglang magtatatakbo sa kali at magsusumigaw na lang bigla.
Oo.
So how are you,
Bilib ako
Karen?
sa'yo, ah. Hindi, una, bilib ako sa'yo, may mic ka na at may virtual background ka pa.
Uy, para
Oo.
sa in-effort ko to, nakasuit
Oo nga,
ako.
dama ko.
Oo,
Tsaka
tapos
naka-blazer ka.
Oo, hindi man lang talaga ako nagbe-blazer. Tapos nag-microphone ako,
Mm.
sabi ko, kailangan
Oo.
pakitaan ko
Ako
si
naman,
Karen.
may effort din ako sa'yo. Yung
Nag,
taga-ABS-CBN, si Cole dumating, binlower ako. O effort, kasi alam ko 3 o'clock live ka.
uy, thank you Uy, teka
Oo.
muna, paano ka binower? Siyempre, mga chismis na kagad ng tao, ang daming tinatanong, Paano ka binower? Naka-PPE ba yan? Kagad, uy, ang daming questions.
Nako, yung makeup artist namin, itong nagbo-blower si Nicole, ito sa ANC, napaka nito, sobrang praning at napakaingat. Lagi
Oh,
naka-mask, tapos lagi may sanitizer, alcohol, everything. So,
eh,
syempre, nag-iingat tayo sa ganon.
so every second, nagsasanitizer, nag-alcohol siya.
Hindi, pero mahilig siya mag-sanitizer at mag-alcohol. At pati Lysol, mahilig siya. So, okay lang. Oo, yan.
Anyway, uy, I had
Mm-mm.
preview. I was talking to we were getting ready for the show this afternoon earlier. Tapos na-experience ko yung pagka-stress at ang hectic ng schedule mo pala.
Oo.
Do you do
Well,
this every day in your life? I mean, sorry, I'm
um,
just curious.
sure, sure. Actually, well, Raymond, I'm happy you asked that. So yung dati kong schedule bago ang pandemic at ang ABS-CBN shutdown was tuwing umaga, I would wake up at 6 a.m. and do Head Start. So yung Head Start is an interview show on ANC na 8 to 9 a.m. So I've been doing that for 13 years. And then in the last 10 years, I've been doing Bandila, which is late night. So
Kaya
ang
nga.
Bandila was very difficult. And I did have a radio show on DZMM. Medyo nag-leave lang ako for the last 1.5 years kasi nagkasakit na ako talaga. And then ang may puhunan, which I still do, now via Zoom and Facebook. Pero I used to do 3 live shows a day plus 1 weekly show. And I have to be honest with you, Raymond, talagang it took a toll on my health. Lagi po ako nagkakasakit noon, nawawalan ako ng boses, and I just felt weak, no? So,
Okay.
ang una was I had to give up muna yung DZMM. Kasi I was
Ah,
doing Head Start and then Bandila at night. Pero ngayon po na nagka-COVID pandemic, yung lockdown at yung shutdown ng ABS, ang ginagawa ko na lang po is Head Start in the morning, 8 to
okay.
9 a.m. Plus ang May Puhunan Facebook, which we started at 5 p.m. later. But I think, Raymond, what's stressful, of course, and what could cause great worry is, syempre, ang pinagdadaanan ng ABS-CBN ay hindi po biro.
Okay.
Ayoko naman po, I don't want to make it too heavy, but I don't also want to make it light. Because ang pagsara po ng ABS-CBN is, number one, is the future of the company.
Uh,
Number two, the future of the 11,000 workers.
okay.
And there's even controversy on the number of workers. But when our bosses say 11,000, that is counting everyone in it. Whether you are a talent, a project worker, you are a contractor that is hired to do a particular project, you count all 11,000 in na nasweldohan ng ABS-CBN in one way or another. So, you have the pandemic already, Raymond, kung saan ang new
As it is, right.
normal, ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho. And
Totoo.
then, it also, of course, it breaks my heart not to see ABS-CBN broadcasting in full. Because ang ABS-CBN all these years has been committed, and all of us have been committed with our jobs. We've been so
Correct.
passionate. Whether or not mabash ka, matroll ka, matawag kang fake news, mamura ka, at the end of the day, nandito kami kasi mahal namin ang trabaho namin. I've been a
Correct.
broadcaster, Raymond, now for 25 years.
Oh my God.
Remember, you took photos of me, you
I
included
did.
me in your book. I was
Yes.
even in an Obagi print ad
Ad.
before,
Yes.
and you took photos of me, and I was so much younger then.
But you still
Di
look the
ba?
same. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm turning 50 this year. So I'm 49. When you took photos of me, Raymond, I was, my God, 31 or maybe 28 at one time. 'Di ba? Ang tagal na nun. Time
But
flies.
yeah, but you have to admit, time in our job is it moves so fast that sometimes you realize, oh my God, 50 na ba ako or something. Siyempre, mas
Oo, oo,
matanda ako sa'yo.
exactly.
Hanggang,
Oo, oo.
wait, the mere sentence, the mere statement that you just did from ABS to, and it opens so many questions and this and that. I know when you're in front of the news, you have certain guidelines or rules that you need to follow. But now you're in here as well, you do represent as a part of ABS and so forth. But I want to ask you, as Karen Davila, with so many
Oo.
questions, because we're curious as the
Sure,
person.
sure.
Well, one of those that I just want to also extend the fact that why I want ABS to be there is because there is also an extended family that is affected with the closure of ABS, which
Yes.
is me. We are the suppliers outside the building of ABS
Tama.
who are
Oo, oo.
directly
Totoo
affected.
yun, ah.
Ang
Oo.
dami namin. And
You're right.
yun, it's not fair. You may have, some people may do have just cause to, say something, but I always tell people who, especially bashers, there is a right way of saying things. Bakit
Thank
mo
you.
ibababa ang point of argument to bastusan or calling names or being
Thank
personal?
you.
If
Thank you.
there, 'di ba? I mean, I am rooting for you. I support you. I watch you every time as much as I can. I mean, if I don't have work, but the point is, parang nalulugi ako is because I know you want to answer a certain interview or an issue, but you can't.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Very polite. So that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, alam mo, ito yon, the hardest that I do, well, I did also, is really Head Start. Head Start, because you interview, and DZMM before because it's
Uh,
commentary.
correct.
So it takes a lot of preparation to go on Head Start and DZMM when I used to do DZMM. Pero I want people to know we are not perfect. Like, I am not perfect. I
Uh,
make mistakes. I commit infractions because I am human. Right? I am human.
yes.
I mean, minsan I have good days, magaling ako. Minsan there are bad days, and some will say ang sama ng interview. And I don't want to bother, Raymond, by
Yes.
saying and correcting them because I am human, Raymond. I mean, there are days kulang ka sa tulog. There are
Yes.
days that, you don't feel as great or as
Or
strong.
you feel at least
So,
sick or something. It
yes,
happens.
so there are days you're not that sharp. So interviews won't be as good because, let's
Uh,
say, If you sleep from Bandila at 1 a.m., there's
Oh
some days
no.
it's great, but you're only human. So all these years, um, when when I'm bashed,
Uh-huh.
I read some of them and I step back and I think, I reflect, yung sinasabi ba ng taong to may basihan, it takes
Uh-huh.
humility to also read them and
Okay.
not answer back and say, okay, Lord, please change me, please change my heart, let me do better. I don't want kasi to fall into the trap, Raymond, of answering bashers and trolls because it's a very negative way to live. And I know
Correct.
you don't want that too. And I don't believe kasi that hate answers hate. It's only the act of love that eventually removes hate.
Uh-huh.
And because we are ABS-CBN, sometimes your actions are misconstrued.
Correct.
Minsan may natatanong ka, iisipin, may mali siya yon from the network, when in reality, tinanong ko lang yon. You get?
Correct.
So
No, no, I
minsan ka,
understand.
yeah, minsan nagtanong ka lang or you did an interview with you don't know that the repercussions of it because you have no bad intentions.
Mhm.
And I think one good example is the Manny Pacquiao interview
Oh, you
that we
open
can
that.
talk
All right.
about in your
We can
show.
talk
Yeah.
about it now. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the Manny Pacquiao interview is interesting because Manny and I are friends.
Which
Magkaibigan kami
people
ni Manny.
I
Don't
know.
know.
Yeah, which people don't
Nagtrabaho,
know.
yeah. Nagtrabaho kami sa Habitat for Humanity together. So Manny, when he goes to the show, he is comfortable. So
Correct.
nung binanggit niya, siya yung nagbanggit na ano to, gusto niya requirement ang college degree for federalism, akong
Mhm.
nagtanong, pero bakit mo gugustuhin yon? Doesn't that affect you and others na walang college degree but can serve the public?
Correct. You see, I am
Sinagot ni Manny, oo, na tinatapos pala niya yung degree niya in secret. So nagulat ako because it was in secret.
not no
Pero
not
alam mo,
not not only that. I mean, sorry to interrupt you midstream, but because nga man, your question line of questioning was actually in hindsight to protecting also people because he pushed for the education. So at alam mo,
yeah,
being a friend, that he did not finish his college degree. Correct? Am I correct so
which was
far?
fine.
Which
Okay
is
lang
fine.
yun.
Yeah, but
Oo.
then again, you were
That's
asking
why
also on
I
that point
asked,
of view.
yes.
Exactly.
So, sometimes, ang mahirap lang in today's world, Raymond, is when you're asking a question and it's taken out of the full context of the
Context.
interview.
Uh,
So, context is everything.
correct.
So, that's just one of many interviews. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I can improve on several interviews I've done,
Uh,
but that's a classic example of what's been spliced, been cut, and
correct.
made it appear that I was condescending or looking down at Manny,
Or
which is,
attacking. Yeah.
or attacking, which, he's issued a statement about it, and which is just untrue. So that's a classic example of I was very hurt because it's not in my character to do that, and yet that's what came out. And those are daily stresses pa to, ha? Just
Oh
everyday
no.
stresses, Raymond, on the job. So you have to be strong. So what I do, I make myself, you need to be strong. And ako, I've really prayed and gone to the Word of God hardcore because
Uh,
it's the only refuge that I can put myself into. I've been a born
okay.
again Christian for so long to really battle all the attacks and also to the worry, the fear of the future. I want to walk in faith. And I know you have frontliners watching, so I think that's to walk in faith and have the peace of Christ and be assured of a good
Mhm.
future
Correct.
is the best thing we can hope for.
I totally agree. Some people actually have strengthened their faith during these times that we're
Yes.
having, and
Very
that is
good
a
yon.
yeah,
Oo.
no, that's why I believe, and I'm not trying to be preachy or anything. I never
Mm-mm,
believe in a
mm-mm.
God that actually condones bad situations or bad events or disasters to happen because anything that happens, there is a reason for it, and we just don't know what the good side of this whole situation is. I always tell people, oh, nasa stress daw sila. And I always say, but why concentrate on the stress? Let's look at, there are
Mm-mm.
possibilities that you haven't seen. We have phone in tuloy, no? Parang kala mo, inday badiday. We have questions from the,
Uy, nami-miss ko si Inday Badiday. You
pwede ko rin
remember?
gusto mo, pwede
Oh
natin,
my
maging
God,
baduy natin.
the late Inday Badiday started it all, right?
I
She
know.
started it all.
Kaya nga lahat tayo kaya nga natatangay tayo, may phone in question tayo, but that's all from her. So we cannot even
Oo, oo,
get it off our
oo.
system, di ba? Minsan ganun ng ganun na.
Mm.
Wait, there's an interesting question from Jay Buen. He's from up north. What are the weaknesses of
Hi,
Ms Karen
Jay.
Davila, if there are any? Can you
Wow,
read the
Jay, that's a
comments on the section? Can you read it in your?
yes, I can.
Yes.
I can. Ang ganda nga ng graphics mo eh. Bilib ako sa
Oo,
team mo. Ah,
pinagda
oo,
pinaghandaan ko yan.
oo.
Mahal ang bayad ko
Ang
sa team
galing.
ko.
Oo.
Joke lang.
Um, okay. Well, I think, Jay, we all have weaknesses. And, well, the first weakness that I had to take care of myself was the health weakness. That's one, physical. Because parang in my whole body, it was my voice that would go the first kapag mahina ang katawan ko. So I remember paos ako lagi before, walang
True.
boses. So that was a physical weakness, Jay, that I had to deal with.
Uh,
And another weakness I would say that I also had to deal with is a spiritual weakness wherein you get discouraged when, I mean, tao ka lang. So, syempre, feedback can affect you. And Jay, I had to overcome that because I want to retain my integrity of thought, my integrity as a person. But of course, there are many factors around you wherein um, circumstances matter, and I don't want to be able to aggravate, let's say, the situation of, let's say, another person, or let's say the network right now that I love dearly. So I think one is the weakness also of everything, getting hurt easily, improving skill, developing myself every day. Um, those are all weaknesses. Eh. So I think you just need to keep on going. Sabi nga ni J-Lo, idol ko si J-Lo, ha? J-Lo is my super idol.
hala, kaya pala ang makeup
Yeah,
ang makeup peg
ang
mo nahalata ko nagje-J-Lo ka pala, ha?
J-Lo at ang hair,
Okay. Yes,
J-Lo.
I agree,
So,
I
si,
agree.
si J-Lo, she was in a forum and sabi ni J-Lo, insecure na insecure daw siya sa boses niya. So
Mm,
sabi ni J-Lo, every time she would record, natatakot siya. Lagi niya sasabihin, oh, yung boses ko hindi ganyan kaganda. Of course, sinasabi niya in English. And then, the ones in the recording studio would say, don't say that. Sabi niya, no, I don't have a voice like Mariah Carey or ganon, the greats, sasabihin nila, but you're you, you're you. And J-Lo said what she just did was all her insecurities, she just put it to work and kept on going, on going, on going. Kahit tirahin siya ng tirahin, tuloy-tuloy lang.
tuloy pa rin.
And I think that's my motto in my own career, in my own life. Parang whatever is thrown at me, whether I'm thrown the kitchen sink, I'm thrown this, minura ko, everything, wala lang. I mean, of course, I'm human. I'll get hurt, but just for maybe a minute. And then I'll just go on, and I'll try even harder. So that's what I do.
But I've I have a picture of your schedule. I have a picture and an experience of how stressful it can become with you. Pero you do go broadcasting is just a part of you. So when you become a mother, you become a wife. What does that affect? I mean, I know it's a stupid question, but how do you deal with it now when you want to talk to your children, not being affected by the stress?
Alam mo, Raymond, it's a great question because before, when I wasn't yet, parang I went back to the Word of God, really devotional time every day during this quarantine. Dati kasi, even if I was a born again Christian, I'll say a short prayer.
Mhm.
I wouldn't really search for listen to God's word at the time that I needed. So dati, Raymond, parang ang bilis ko pag na-stress ako, I would take it home with me. So mainitin ulo ko, sisigaw ako, and I don't want that. I don't want that. So what has changed with me is I really protect parang my peace. So when I talk to my kids, si David and Lucas, it's always from a loving tone, a more patient tone. And yung older son ko, si David, is in the autism spectrum.
Mhm.
High functioning siya. So may tutor na pumupunta ngayon sa bahay na nakamask, na nakamask. Pero, oo, naka-mask at naka-gloves.
Okay.
Pero, I also parang tutor my own son to read better,
Uh-huh.
to understand and comprehend better. So, that's what I pray for, yung parang just to be loving and steadfast all the time.
Correct. And no, and that reminded me today of that incident in Siargao. Am I correct? That something happened to your.
Yes.
You know what? I was reading and following the news bit, and to tell you the truth, yeah, I can give you time to drink. Para ako naman kawawa ka
Oh,
naman.
go, go.
Oo. No, no, but the point is, nagagalit sila sa'yo sa sinabi mo, sa reaction
Mm-mm.
mo. Ang point ko, utang na loob, kilala niyo ba yung nanay ko? Pag yung nanay ko nandun, baka ibang nasabi at butangera yung nanay ko at kung ano-ano nasabi. Mabait pa nga yung ginawa ni Karen sa lagay na yun if you're looking at a point of view na ganito. Ang I think ang nakakalimutan ng tao is that they put you up on a pedestal so much that they actually think you're perfect and flawless. And I think that's the reason why I'm interested to get you here is because I've known you on a different point of view, and I have that privilege to get to know most of the people I work with, the celebrities, broadcasters like you, and I know being human is you can't get rid of that. That there's imperfection at the end of the day. But when people judge you because they think you are perfect, that's when all this, forgive my French, that's when the shit hits the fan. Ano ba? Wala. Sus ko, kung perfect si Karen, hindi na siya nagtrabaho, di ba? Di
Oh,
sitting pretty na lang siya, no? Alam mo, hindi kayo nag-iisip, mga girls, mga bakla kayo dyan sa labas. Uli-uli, you have to remember, the first and foremost, Karen is not, I don't think, it should be fair. I'm telling this on live air right now because I think it's not, if it's coming from me, it will come out different. Karen first and foremost is a human being. So with that, there's so many limitations we have. Number two, she's a mother. I know being a mother is a priority over being a wife because once you've had children, your life
yes.
is totally devoted to that. And everything else
Yes.
after that
Yes.
is just a part of the total Karen Davila. I
Yeah.
am,
Oo.
I love you. Even if you don't talk, I love you and I love what you represent. I love what you do. And that's why the truth is, nagbumubula ng kilikili ko dito sa sa suit na to just to try
Alam
to
mo,
give this
mag-t-shirt
impression.
ka na.
Ayoko,
Mag-t-shirt
nandito na.
ka na, naka-t-shirt ako.
Pinandindigan ko na yung mic, mahal ang pagkarenta ko nito, tapos yung background, pinagawa ko pa sa
Pero
Amerika,
ang
no?
ganda ng mic mo, in fairness, ha?
Oh,
No,
pwede
but
akong kumanta.
can hindi, I just
Go,
wanna ask, I know, I just wanted to add, regarding that Siargao incident, right, where I
go
wrote
for it.
on Facebook, parang
Go.
my experience with David, I wrote that before to stress that Siargao is a tourist destination. It's a beautiful place. And
Correct.
ang nakakalungkot is it doesn't have the clinics and the
Uh,
hospitals, the medical facilities needed to ensure safety for its tourists.
Huwag ka
And
nang lumayo.
alam ko kasi, I realized that ang netizens ganito, at that moment, um, they will either understand you or they will bash you. So I was bashed also, saying, why did I let my son surf, etc.? Where
No,
was
no, no,
I?
no,
Name it.
no. No,
Oo.
that's
But you understand, Raymond, after some time, when it happened to Yeng Constantino, kawawa rin ang
correct.
nangyari kay Yeng,
Correct. Hindi
is
lang ikaw.
now
Oo.
they started to compare. Oh, wow, buti pa yung reaction ni Ms Karen noon, yung reaction na ganito. But look, Yeng learned from that experience and got through it. And
Correct.
Yeng, if you see this, I want you to know I'm sending you love. The lesson really is social media kasi can also be fickle. Right now,
Correct.
they hate you and then they love you. Then they understand you. So ako, to everybody watching, I don't want yourself, your core, to be dependent on social media. Hindi
Correct.
dapat eh.
Hindi ba
Kasi
tinuro na
kung,
'yan?
oo,
Ah,
if it
oo,
is dependent on that, then you'll get confused and you'll think, oh my God, totoo to. Diba?
Puro na yan sa atin ever since, ewan ko kung yung mga millennial, bakit up to now. Number one, you cannot please everybody. That is the basic core of what all these social media bashers and, followers for that matter, ang dami-daming audience. You cannot please everybody.
Mm-mm.
And definitely one of those, or one or how many percent of those are gonna say something bad kasi wala lang masabi. And you know what? That's not fair also, Karen, because I am coming from a person who shoots a lot from different places in the Philippines. Siargao is one of them. But I have a friend, hindi lang katulad mo, journalist, hindi, celebrity na people will take notice. Nagkasakit ang anak sa Boracay. Boracay na to, na
Mm-mm.
puntahan ng mga turista. Kulang pa rin ang facility. So I'm saying,
Yeah.
that's
Oo.
not attack, Karen, for something that as a mother,
Exactly.
because kung sa inyo nangyari yan, utang na loob, baka nga mas grabe pa kayo kay Karen. Huwag na natin pahabain yung ano na yan. Yung
Mm-mm.
issue.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, but I'm
Oo.
not I'm not here to side with Karen. I'm here because I want to give Karen the time of day because she can't do this openly in the work that she's doing because there are restrictions to
Mm-mm.
what she's doing. And this is a free open space where she feels like, bakit ba I can talk about myself as Karen, not because I'm under a show or something like that. I correct me if I'm wrong with that.
You
Anyway,
are. And
thank you.
yeah, go on, go on, go on.
No, we have I hate this because despite the fact that I know I've
Oy,
little
si
time with you.
Mirza, ang ganda ng
She
tanong.
she has a question. Yes, please. Do you mind reading it, Karen?
Mirza's question, any on-air snafus mistakes you wish you could correct if you could turn back time? Ay, ang
I
ganda.
love that
Well,
question. Thank you,
actually,
Mirza.
yeah, that's a great question, Mirza. Thank you. Um, I don't want to name a specific interview, Mirza, no, because it might be blown out of
Oo,
proportion.
again, alam
But
mo naman mga
yes,
listener.
but I think that yes, there are always reactions or questions or things I should have followed
Things.
up on, or let's say an outline wherein I feel I could have taken it to this direction during the
Uh,
interview, or even Mirza, my tone, how I handled myself. Um, I would, and I only do that privately to so that I can look at it and say, I could have done better there. I could have done better there. I could have, and um, they're there. I mean,
it happened.
uh,
Yeah.
it happens, yeah,
It
because
happened.
I've done so many interviews in the last 13 years with Head Start. There would be too many to mention, but also some of them now, and Mirza, and you would know this, are used by certain camps on social media,
Correct.
right, as
Trolls.
tools to bash or to edit them and make it appear na this happened.
And that's the
So
purpose of what you said. They
yeah,
misconstrued again, re-edit.
yeah.
Eh, one of the questions that popped up. You said one of those. Why do people have more time to actually be trolls? Ano yun, may motivation ba? Bali-balita na, tawag dito, binabayaran daw itong mga trolls na to, just to
Ang feeling ko kasi, ano to, there's a scientific presentation on trolling. Not
Okay,
everyone, hindi lahat ng galit ay trolls. Pero what
okay.
happens kasi, what happens are trolls, trolling has become so organized, worldwide ito
Oh,
worldwide, that let's say ikaw, legitimate user ka,
oh,
tapos nakita mo, ang dami may wave, nagmumura, kunyari, death penalty. Any
oh,
example? Oh, I don't, baka ma-misconstrued.
Marcus,
And
oh,
let's
sige.
say, you see a wave of opinion at ikaw totoong tao ka.
Aha,
So let's say, kung sinabi nila si Karen Davila or itong ganto, bastos or ganito,
okay.
then it must be true. So then what happens is you have a person that is a legitimate user, a social media user, will comment roughly in the same way, then it creates a wave. So you think
Hmm,
it's organic, but it's not organic. It is, in other words, there are troll farms, as they call it in the US, to actually build an opinion on a certain matter. And you
aha.
can see it. Sometimes I see it even in my Twitter or IG when they copy paste certain arguments.
'Di ba?
Copy pasting
Grabe
to the exact, certain arguments. So then you know that, I mean, if you're a legitimate person, di ba, you won't have the energy
Oo,
and the time naman to do that.
mawawala na yung pasensya mo. Parang ano ba, marami pa mas importante sa buhay ko kaysa itong ano natin, gano'n.
Oo, oo.
Yun na ngayon, but doon di ka ba nagugulat? I mean, in connection to what you said, the copy-paste, this is such a college, high school level of argument mentality and, and so on and so forth. Sorry to do this, people, but maybe I grew up and Karen and I grew up in a educational system wherein when you cut and paste something, it goes out of context if you don't read the whole article or listen to the whole interview for that matter.
Yeah, yeah.
So, bumababa ba talagang educational natin?
Actually, alam mo, Raymond, ang gandang tanong, but it's not about the educational issue per se. It is really about the distrust. Alam mo, today, I actually retweeted, there's a BBC broadcaster. Ang ganda ng opening niya in the show.
Okay.
And yung BBC broadcaster na to, her name's Emily, I think it's Matillas. Please forgive me if I got it wrong. But Piers Morgan sided with her. She essentially called out a British officer na lumabag sa lockdown habang lahat sa Britain ay sumusunod sa lockdown.
I think I was familiar with that. Yeah.
You're familiar with that. And
yet,
BBC parang is criticized because they didn't side with her when she told the truth. So I think what people need to understand is when you ask questions, it doesn't mean you're anti anything. They are questions. That's one.
Correct.
They are questions that need to be asked. It is how you answer them that make the difference. Number two, when a journalist, anchor, or commentator cites out or flags a person in authority for being or doing something wrong, hindi ibig sabihin bayaran yung anchor na yun. That's the job. That's the job.
You need to question.
That you need to question. You need to call out wrongdoing by our public officials and authorities. But truth has a side. Because when you call out wrongdoing, you are no longer neutral. And sometimes they feel that neutrality is literally right and wrong is both in equal footing. No,
it never happens.
Right and wrong are not in equal footing.
No.
I'll give an example. And Christian Amanpour said this in the CNN plug. People expect journalists to be neutral. She said, no, journalists need to be truthful. And when you cover a war, for example, you get all sides. But in the end, the truth, when the truth comes out, there is right and there is wrong. Correct? So this is the balance there is, I think especially now with, and I respect this, the love for our president, the respect for our president, the popularity of the president. But, when people ask the questions or critique some of the policies or critique, let's say, some of his cabinet members or critique a decision he's made, it doesn't mean that they're against him. It just means that it's that particular act. And that's the whole essence of a democracy. And I don't want that to die. Because what's happening is, happening is when you're viewed as a critic, you are believed to be anti. That's wrong. That's completely wrong.
Correct.
Yeah. Right?
Kaya ako natatawa is one of those little things that happen is may announcement. I'm not talking about the announcement by the president. I'm talking announcements from either DOH. Alam mo, I have the right to say it. It's my show. May mga announcements ng DOH. Tapos pag finalo up natin, sabi ng DOH ganito, hindi pa pala na ibababa yung utos or yung directive sa mga taong magdi-distribute or gagawa ng action. So ngayon, siyempre lahat ng tao nagtatanong, pag nagtanong ka, tama ka doon hindi porque nagtanong ka, kontrabida ka na kagad, di ba? It's, mga kaibigan, I mean, I love to hear also Karen's nito kasi ang nangyayari, hindi ho lahat na nagtatanong kontrabida. Tama ho yun. Please remember that. One of the things though, that the question is, how do you balance truth, facts, and lies? I know you do interviews and I know you're not dumb, and I know you do your research before the
Mm-mm,
interview
mm-mm.
happens. All good journalists will do that. They will research the person, they will research the issue. When you come across a person lying to his teeth in front of the camera, when off cam you know this person is lying or trying to get out of it, I how do you deal with that? I am amazed at you because I know you. You know when they're telling a lie, and you're like, you're so calm. How do you deal with that internally? How do you deal with that?
Well, I think if you ask me, it's a lesson every day in the last 13 years that one, you need to keep a straight face and stay calm. And sometimes, as I said, because I'm only human, it doesn't happen all the time. I mean, I remember when I was doing DZMM, I would be so, you know,
Passionate.
passionate, and
Passionate is the
sometimes
word.
my
Yeah.
tempers would rise.
I know.
And
I
I
caught
would
you
get,
in one of those
yes,
shows.
and I would get flagged. I would get flagged by my bosses. Like Ma'am Jing or Mara would text me, calm down, or you know what, stick to this. And that's good guidance because in a way they give you enough freedom to really do what you need to do, but they also protect you because sometimes you need to be protected from yourself,
For yourself.
frankly. And this is a
Agree.
worldwide phenomenon with anchors. I mean, when you watch Anderson Cooper, and I love Anderson
I do
Cooper,
love him also. Yeah.
but Raymond, if we did what Anderson Cooper does
No,
in the US, oh
no, no.
my
I doubt.
God.
I doubt if that will fly
Anderson,
here.
right? Anderson Cooper calling, outright interviewing mayors and saying, that's so arrogant of you, or that's whatever, outright. And I said to myself, wow, now that's just a society that understands that's part of Anderson Cooper's job to do
Correct.
that, right?
Correct. Correct.
So yun, I mean, I love what I do, Raymond. I feel that God has called me to this. So it's an everyday learning. I want to stay, I want to be teachable, and I want to
Uh,
remain humble. I don't want to be an arrogant um, anchor or interviewer to the point that you become blind to your own arrogance. And we're seeing that. We've
yes.
seen it in the
We've seen
Philippines
it
too.
happen. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, so I don't want to be that. I'm very conscious of being professional. That's interviewees will tell you that across the board, that I'm professional right when we go on and when we get off. When it's off the record, it's off the record. And it's just hard when you lie to me and then you get surprised, no, that it's asked. But when I say it's off the record, it is
Yes.
off the
Off
record.
the record.
Yeah,
I've seen you do this. I've been actually ano pala ako, stalker mo pala ako now that I
I
realize this.
think.
Okay, I've
Oo.
I've compressed most of the questions. Dami magagandang questions, but it basically I'm
Wow.
general. What is or what was the scariest moment in your career?
Wow, what a beautiful question. Alam mo, nobody remembers this anymore, but this was 2004.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was just assigned to do TV Patrol. And it
Okay.
was very tough then because um, uh, I had to take over Corina. And Corina is an icon. And those were tough shoes to fill. And I was very young. I was siguro 33 when I took over TV Patrol then, no?
Uh-huh.
I did TV Patrol 2004 to 2010. But this was the time that FPJ died, and Susan Roses. I didn't know her then. I didn't know Senator Grace Poe then, but parang there was a wake in a church, and I was assigned to interview her. And wala pang social media noon, but I remember Susan Roses was so angry and upset with ABS. And I said, she was a widow, her husband had just died, we were in the church. So ang sinabi ko, ma'am, um, uh, humingi ako ng paumanhin sa sa parang how you're feeling. It's like
Uh-huh.
it's in English. It's I'm sorry you feel this way,
Correct.
but it was not the intention. That was what I had intended, but I was bashed, criticized by colleagues for that, and my colleagues wanted me out of They wanted me fired.
What?
And that was the scariest moment. Yeah. And I can say this now because it's 2020 already. Parang wala na yun, di ba? Parang ang
Oh,
tagal na nun. So I wrote a resignation letter to Gabby Lopez.
oh, you
And
did
I remember
already.
I did, and I said, Sir Gabby, um, there's so much talk about that particular interview with Susan Roses, and I would just parang I'm offering you my resignation, so that he has a free hand, you know. Um, and at the end of the day, I said what's important is ABS-CBN, and I still stand that way today. Raymond, I'm
Raymond,
one
yeah.
person only in a big network, and I'll never forget. I was scared because if Gabby accepted the resignation letter, that would be over. But
No, no.
what really touched me was Gabby, and I remember our former boss, Sito Alejandro, they called me, and Gabby said, Karen, I'll never forget this. He said, I will not fire you. Then I just came from the Quezon landslide coverage for 2 weeks, doing live for TV Patrol no na basang-basa. Yun ang daming namatay noon na kababayan
Oh,
natin.
natin the
And
time, yeah.
Gabby said, look at Karen. I mean, for your Quezon landslide, you did a good job, but you didn't walk in the newsroom and people congratulated you. So he said, so now they hate you. So what's the difference? And alam mo, that was such a lesson,
It's
you
it's
know.
uh, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, so I'll never forget. I'll never forget. Um, they say so many things about ABS now, but when you work in ABS, many people can attest, no, to mistakes, infractions that have been committed by reporters, anchors, or staff. That you have good bosses who do understand
It's
and
true.
will say, no, keep on going, just do your job. You have so much more to offer. And I think that was the scariest moment sa nagtanong. That's the scariest moment was I thought I would lose my job.
You
But
should-
thank God I didn't.
No,
Praise
I think
God.
no, I think there you're still here because you still have to do so many things for us, and I'm glad that you're.
Ay, amen.
No, I don't think you're going anywhere, and I think I can assure you that regardless of what people there will say, you have 30. Well, how many years again as a broadcaster again? 25, 30,
25. Yeah,
25.
25. No, I started 1993. So, well, no, roughly 2020, 23, 23,
And
24.
and within the 25 years of you being a broadcaster, doing reports, interviews, how many interviews have you done that you were on
Oh,
the other
God.
side? Now you were on the other side. You were the
With
guest.
GMA,
No,
I
you
was
were
the
the
guest.
guest. Yeah, you were the
Very
one being.
rare. I do this, but very rare.
Okay, because
I did, yes. I said yes because, Raymond, you're a great guy.
oh,
I
thank
love
you,
you.
thank
Yeah.
you. No, but the reason why I want that is this is I'm going to turn the tables now on you. Normally you would ask so many questions, and the questions here it's on the screen also.
My
What
God.
question would you like to ask someone to ask you if you're the one being interviewed? People have always written scripts and questions. What's your day? What's the worst? What's the no? But when you think about it, when you're the one being interviewed, there's this question that you want to be asked. Do you have that specific question that I want to clear my name or I want to clear the air about something? Do you have a specific
I
question that
am.
you want somebody to ask you?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Raymond. This is the difference between a celebrity and being a journalist.
Okay.
I mean, I can't answer that completely because if I do answer, then I'll have to then right answer everything
Okay,
and it'll
I
become
think I know where
news.
you're going. I think I
Yeah.
know where that's going.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
But
But in a
I think
very nice ano, sige.
I don't know because I mean I don't want it. I don't want it to be about me. And sometimes nga when I'm doing interviews, I end up sharing my experience, like what Oprah does.
Uh,
And my boss will correct me and say, no, don't share yours
really?
because it's not about you. So they're different schools of thought, Raymond, kasi.
Correct,
Kasi
correct.
there's, yeah, my bosses are great journalists. I mean, like our ANC boss, she's she's a hardcore journalist. So they're different tracks. That's what I wanted to tell you. They're different tracks, eh. So
Uh,
if you do the Oprah Ellen DeGeneres track,
that's a different,
you
yeah, that's a
notice,
good
yeah,
thought, yeah.
they share their experiences, right?
Correct, correct.
So if you say this, they'll say this. So parang it's a sharing. Or Larry King was similar. But there's also the other track of being, let's say, if you're Christian Amanpour or Anderson Cooper, that you don't share,
Uh,
that you just do hardcore tug 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 interviews,
eh,
right? You're
bakit ang
asking
personal life
questions
ni
nonstop.
Anderson Cooper, alam natin, nakipag-break na siya dun sa
Yeah,
boyfriend
but he
niya.
won't share it in an interview with
Like what we're
someone.
doing, oo.
Yeah, he'll do it on his own, uh, on his own
Oh,
terms, right?
okay, okay. Well, I just, we're curious because it's
Uh,
bihira yung ganito na. Oh, before we continue, because we're going to close in a few minutes. Mga kaibigan, we cannot keep her because I know she's going to prepare for
I do
another.
have a 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
she has a 5 o'clock.
May
So we'll make.
puhunan. I'll plug it. We have May Puhunan, Kwentuhan at Kamustahan. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's Monday to
Saan
Fridays.
ito?
And
Makikita?
Raymond, yeah. Yes,
Sa
on Facebook,
Facebook
Facebook
mo.
and YouTube. So we interview entrepreneurs, ang mga gustong magnegosyo, ang mga
Okay,
nade-depress, ang mga walang pera, and also our heroic OFWs who miss the Philippines.
correct.
We are interviewing them. It's to give you ideas na una, you're not alone.
Oo.
Meron kayong karamay, meron kayong kaagapay in this whole situation. We are here for you.
If I look for it,
So,
is it under My Puhunan or under Karen
yeah, it
Davila?
will be, no, it's My Puhunan. That's an official ABS-CBN page.
I will look for it because I'm interested. Most of my viewers now are coming back na OFW. They're asking, ano yung next na gagawin namin, Kuya Raymond? Kasi
Yeah,
medyo wala kaming
please.
trabaho. So I will push this. Mga
Oo,
kaibigan, after this, mag-banyo break kayo, kumuha kayo ng kape, pandesal, tapos mag-tune in na tayo sa YouTube Live. Mamaya ni Karen Davila sa May Puhunan. Yan po.
5
Okay.
yeah, 5
By
p.m. pa yon.
5 p.m. today. Okay, we will wind this up with fast questions that they nasanay sila na dapat na may fast questions ka. First
Oh
question mo
my
is,
God.
patay ka talaga dyan kasi
Oh
pinasubo mo
God.
sarili mo. What are your guilty pleasures? Go.
Oh my God, chocolate.
That's the only thing?
Okay, champagne. All right, okay.
You're the sexiest woman alive, true or false?
That's mental, and that was just 2015 Esquire, and that's because of Erwin Romulo and his team. And I don't know. Thank you, Erwin Romulo, for that. Okay.
No, let me quantify that. What is the biggest sex organ? Ano, Karen?
The brain.
Very good. Therefore, if you're a beautiful, intelligent woman, you are the sexiest woman alive. Karen Davila,
Okay.
nasa iyo ang corona,
Praise
no
God.
matter what it says.
Nasa iyo ang karoon.
Nasa iyo
Oh
corona,
my
Karen Davila,
God.
kahit anong sabihin
Okay,
mo.
okay.
Oo.
Mm-mm.
Hindi, alam mo, if you talk to Karen, normally mga kaibigan, without the cameras on a normal, function and get together with friends, oh my God, isa siyang sarap kausap. Kaya lang nga because of the job, that's why you're being careful. But I love you, Karen, when you're not in front of the camera. How does your day end?
My day ends. Oh, very good. Well, okay, I have an app. It's called Abide, and it's a
Okay.
Christian app. So my day ends with that playing, and
Uh,
it has music and verses in the Bible, and then I go to sleep.
wow, it's
Serious,
like it's
serious.
like your meditation, huh? All
Yes,
right.
yes.
Last question. Sorry, mga kaibigan, those who are watching, I cannot put all your questions on air, but these are the things that we are permitted within the time constraints because the last question is, this is a very interesting question. What would you want people to take away from this interview you just had?
Beautiful question. No, I want people to come out with a softer heart, I think, no. I
Ah,
mean, they see me in the news, they see interviews, they see clipped
correct.
portions on Facebook, right? And I'll be honest, people can be cruel, they can be mean, but I don't want to be cruel or mean. And I want people to take away this, that nakakapagod ang
Oo.
galit.
Oo.
Nakakapagod ang maraming kaaway.
Totoo yan.
Nakakapagod to have hatred in your heart, and I refuse. Parang even if people have hated me or bashed me, I've lifted it up to the Lord, and I really carry no grudges or ill will. And that's the way I choose to live. And that's what I also want people to take away, is there's another life other than what you see on social media,
Mhm.
no? Parang don't believe everything you see there. Try and open your mind and your heart to other things too.
Thank you. In fact, Bobby Solis, I know he's from another country. Mga kaibigan, before we go finally say goodbye, we'd like to greet people who are watching as far away as Australia, Dubai, New York, Switzerland, Italy. Uy, yung
Wow,
mga
ang
regular ano
galing naman ng
natin.
audience mo.
Oo
Meron
naman,
kang
intelligent
New
yung mga
York, in
audience ko,
fairness.
ha?
Ang
O, ikaw
panalo,
tal-
pero dear, anong oras sa New York ngayon? Oh,
exactly
sabi mo,
12 hours.
my God,
It's 4
my
a.m.
God, na, pinapanood ka at 4 a.m.?
I
Ganon
know,
ka
natutuwa
kamahal.
ako.
Oh
That's
my
why sabi ko,
God.
hinihintay nila. Alam mo, but seriously, because they're in their house, they're doing nothing. They also have quarantine, and then ang nangyayari, they're stressing out. They can't sleep. So apparently, I build up an audience in the beginning with people who are stressing out and having anxiety because of the
Mm-mm.
situation we're
Ako
having. But
naman magtatanong sa'yo.
patay kang
Before we
bata
go,
ka, hindi ako prepared dito.
basta ganito, let's see kung gusto mo sagutin or hindi. Okay, all right,
Go for it.
okay, all right. You're a famous photographer. Who is the most difficult celebrity you've worked with?
That's easy. There's no one celebrity that's difficult, but I can tell you the most difficult ones are the ones who think they're the most beautiful celebrities.
Ah,
Sila yun, I cannot do this except for, this is my only makeup artist and this is my only side. This is my ano ganyan. At ganito lang talaga ang pwede sa akin. I cannot do more than this.
oh
Kapatid,
wow.
we're all being paid to be in front of the camera, to be endorsers. Do not go to the studio. And I've nagtalay ako, do not go to the studio and tell
Oo.
me, I can't do that. Wag ka dito. Ba't ka nandito? Lahat tayo nagtatrabaho, hindi ka naman ginawang reyna ng mundo, di ba, in the first place.
Oh, so you won't mention. You won't
No, there
mention.
are there
Oh,
there are a lot. You want me
true.
to give you a list privately because I will send it to you.
Oh
There
my
are about
God.
five
Oh
top
my God.
five people already
Okay,
na
let's do
ganyan.
positive. Who is the easiest celebrity to work with?
Yung mga akala nila pangit sila. It goes exactly the opposite way.
Really?
For
Oh my God.
example, Ai de las Alas, when I started shooting her, people were saying, ang pangit niya, haba ng baba niya. But what people didn't understand is the potential of Ai and how beautiful she was when I was started shooting with her. So when Boy Abunda, who was managing her at that time, said, Raymond, shoot mo siya, bagong talent ko. Sanay ako beauty and glamour. So ang ginawa ko, pinaganda ko siya. Hindi naman sa akin sinabi ni Boy,
Oh,
nagkomedyante pala siya.
pero nakita ko si Ai na all glammed, ang ganda. I
Yun
saw
na
that,
nga.
yung all glammed up.
So anong nangyari, pinagalitan ako ni Boy Abunda, sinoli, litrato, sinoli si Ai. Ulitin mo yan, gawin mong komedyante yan.
Ah.
Hindi mo naman
Okay, wait.
sinabi.
Who do you want to shoot? I mean, locally muna na hindi mo pa na-shoot.
Ay! Huwag kang ganyan. Kasi ang gusto ko i-shoot, crush ko. Kaya delikado sagutin yan ngayon.
Sino crush mo?
Kinilig, oh! Siyempre, mas
Sino
bagets.
crush mo?
Siyempre, mas bagets. Ayoko nga. Bakit? Pero alam mo,
Who?
I've all,
Taga-ABS.
of course, taga-ABS. No offense to GMA. Hindi.
Ah,
Dalawa. One from GMA and one from ano pala. Separate pala sila. One from GMA and one from
okay.
also from ABS. Wait, this is not your interview. What are you doing? You're
Oo nga pala, oo.
No, no, no,
Sige na,
just
at
kidding.
4 o'clock
Well,
na.
no, but are you really curious about these things that you haven't asked for?
Yes, I'm just really curious. Who do you want to shoot? You can give me one name.
Wag na, tago na lang natin siya sa isang pangalan na Kit or something.
Kit?
Or parang Tony, ganon. Or parang Derek, mga ganyan. Yun,
Ano ba?
clue na yan.
Hindi ko naman, I can't follow. Sige na.
Wag na!
Okay.
Sa mga bagets, alam na
Okay.
nila kung sino yan. Ikaw talaga, oh.
Oo, talaga? Oh my God. Halatang hindi
Bagets,
ako
bagets.
bagets.
Oo, kailangan,
Okay,
kailangan
okay.
ano tayo. Ay, hindi. Kailangan, one of the people that I love shooting is ito po nanonood, si
Oh
Luis
my God.
Manzano.
Call me dito, si Luis Manzano. Ako po masama ugali ko sa shoes.
Hindi ikaw. Uy, Karen, ito yung nakakatakot. Can I tell you this stress that I have every time I broadcast? Ang mga nanonood sa akin, ito katulad nito si Luis, si Ate V, tapos
Oo
mamaya
nga.
nandiyan yung mga ibang artista. I'm like, minsan, sabi ko, oh my God, nanonood kayong lahat. Sabi ko, baka ma-judge ako yung nagsasabi ko, delikado to. So, yes, I am pressured. These people watch. Thank you, Luis, for watching
Oo.
again.
But I love Ate V, Luis is, I have to say, I've interviewed Ate V a few times, even in their house. She
Okay.
hasn't done Head Start yet. or she's done it once. I'm not sure. But I've interviewed her before. And the one thing I'll always say about Ate B is that woman is gracious.
Sobra.
Just
Not
gracious, right?
not because we're friends, pero
Gracious.
sobra.
Yeah. Just gracious. Her attitude, her whole being is just gracious. And I think that's a good character to carry
It is.
forever, right?
Forever. Ako, ay, so meron yata, yung mga comments nito. O sige Raymond, Karen, mag-unahan kayo kung sino una magpapaguest kay Ate V during this pandemic. Huwag kang ganyan. May clout si ano.
Hindi. No, baka mas umuo sa'yo si Ate V. Kasi
Hindi
Facebook, easier and light. Oh, yes, Luis. Gusto ko mag-head start ka, please. Kaliwaan daw ba?
Luis Manzano.
Luis, you are hilarious. Oh my God.
Hindi,
Pero please,
alam mo kung saan,
Luis, mag-head start ka.
head start bang
Please.
gusto mo? Or yun, ano yun sa mamaya, may pa, ano yun, yung 5 o'clock mo?
No, may puhunan is about business. But ang head start, we
Oh my
interview
God.
personalities.
Hindi mo
So
ba
bagay si
alam?
Luis doon. Kasi we've
Hindi.
had Tony and Kathy. Tony and Alex Gonzaga. We've had Ann Curtis. We've had so many na mga kabarkada ni Luis. So perfect na mag-head start si Luis. Kaliwaan daw TF.
Alam mo,
Comedy na
delikado.
talaga si
Alam mo,
Luis.
kaya nga minsan hindi ako nagloloko. Ako yung mixer, ako yung switcher dito. Kaya nakikita mo ako yung nagkukulo ng questions. Natatakot ako baka may mapindot ako kasi may mga questions na itong mga to kung magtanong, delikado yung ilabas sa ano natin.
Oh my God.
Pero kailangan, alam mo si Luis, in case hindi mo alam, sobrang galing sa business yan. Kaya sabi ko sa may puhunan,
I know.
that's one of those
Actually,
guys na talaga
we tried
tayo.
alam mo, Luis, I think we tried to contact him before.
Oh.
Para sa taxis. I think may taxi
Yes,
business
business
siya
na
eh.
yun. Oo.
And I don't know if it was Luis or his partner that said no, but for certain reasons, hindi natuloy. Oo.
Ay, dapat ituloy niyan kasi pag nag-open na ang quarantine natin, aandar na naman ang mga taxi,
Oo
you
nga,
know.
no? Kamusta kaya yung negosyo ni Luis? Eh, mayaman naman to si Luis.
Buti na lang ikaw
Kahit
nagsabi, hindi
naka-break
ako, no?
muna.
Buti
Oo,
na lang ikaw
naka-break
nagsabi
muna ang
nun.
negosyo niya. Yung taxi business, ang yaman na tong ni Luis na
Bakit?
to.
Sa tingin mo, yun lang ang business niya?
Oo nga, ano? Ano pa? Maraming business to, no?
Maabilidad yan taong yan. We love you, Luis. Okay. Ano yun ulo? Ito naman,
Yan.
from Saudi, si Che.
Oy,
Sabi niya,
yes, Che. Part 2.
depende po sa schedule niya. Nakita ko na witness
Part
ko
2.
first hand.
Part 2.
Oh my God! Okay. Karen, I'm sorry, Che,
Oh,
pero nasa-stress ako because, Che, you know me, but I have to do this.
I can't believe it! Oh my God, si Ate V. Oo nga. Okay.
Nasa-stress
Guest na ako sa
ako.
Head Start. Thank you.
Nasa-stress ako.
O Ate V ha, please. Zoom naman. Zoom Ate V to. So, diba? Kasi alam mo, before, it was hard for Ate V. Kasi Batangas, Head Starts very early.
Very early.
Pero now, via Zoom, we can discuss something specific only to your area, Ate V. Yan. When I age, because we will all age, ha?
When, yeah.
Ako gusto ko kasing ganda ko mala Ate V. Yung hindi na hindi
Ganun pa rin ang itsura.
Oo.
Uy,
But
may
you know,
secret
a
yan.
secret
Anong secret mo? Ikaw muna. Ano yung secret na si-share mo?
Hindi. I mean, sabi nga nila, ang secret rin, habang tayo'y tumatanda or as we age, is dapat we have to make sure we're slim.
Okay.
Oo. Oh my
Ay,
God.
hindi. Baliktad
si
ako.
Mamski, nakarinig ng kaliwaan, nag-online.
Uy, totoo. Uy, ayoko mag-comment. Kayong dalawa mag-ina. Alam mo, yun yung problema ko, Karen. Pag nagla-live ako, lahat ng tao nag-uusap, hindi ko tuloy alam kung magko-concentrate ako sa interview or isasagot ko talaga itong mga to sa ano natin.
Pwede tayong mag-co-host, Raymond.
Pwede tayo tayo referee sa kanila parati. Ganun na mangyayari.
Oh my gosh.
Tingnan mo, nag-uusap sila.
Nagbo-bowling
ako sa bahay.
But I swear, no, si Luis, my God, I follow him on IG. His posts are crazy.
Di ba
He just finds stuff, nakakatawang mga posts. Minsan, Diyos ko, Lord, Luis, saan mo ba ito nakuha?
Paano? Sa tatay niya, ganyan din naman ang tatay
yan ang
niya.
winner. Akin na screenshot ko to.
Sige, screenshot tayo, tapos smile tayong dalawa para at least ipopost natin to. Ready?
Dear,
Smile.
because this is major to me, ha? Yan,
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Oh, ayan. I'll send
Ako
it to
naman, ako
you.
naman. Para naman pagpayabang ko sa mga kapitbahay ko na si Ate B nanonood.
Oo
Kapitbahay
nga, si
talaga.
Ate B kasi nasa
Okay,
graphics. Oh.
Karen, smile Karen. This will come out in our post. 1, 2, 3, and
Oh,
okay.
gusto ko yung post mo ha, nandiyan yung comment ni Ate V.
Ay,
Please,
hindi. Kasama
nandoon,
talaga.
nandyan. Oo.
Uy, wala na. Naunahan mo na ako. Useless tong usapan na to.
Ano?
Wala na. Naunahan mo na ako. Wait,
Of
2 months ko
course
nang
not.
inaawitan yan. Tapos sabi niya, Raymond, wag.
Napayag
Nasistress
yan.
ako. Nasistress. Naku, sumagot, sumagot,
Nako.
sumagot.
Oh my God, ang sweet. I love you, Ate B. Sure, Karen, stay in touch. Thank you. Love you, Lucky. Oh, thanks, Raymond. Isa pa.
Isa pa, isa pa. Okay, smile.
Kinunan ko na.
Okay, okay, one more. Ako naman,
Ikaw
para sa
kukuha. Padala mo
akin.
ha.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and smile. Uy, dalawa na yung ating
I
ebidensya na
love it.
kinakausap tayo ni Ate B.
Oo.
Ayoko
My
na, kaya
God.
nga ito.
Alam mo, Raymond, no, I enjoyed this so much.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed this so much. Yeah,
I,
it's such a break. Such a
I
great break.
I appreciate it. I always want my host to enjoy. You know what? You, in fairness to you, you've given so many people this 1 hour of actually breaking away from the anxiety and so forth. But Karen Davila, I thank you so much. I don't
I
know
thank you.
how to thank you. Kung pwede lang bayaran ng TF mo, babayaran.
No, no, no. We'll do it again. We'll do it
Uy,
again. And I
huwag kang
think
magbitaw ng
at the
salita
end,
ng ganyan. Baka
no,
nga
we'll do
singit
it
ka.
again.
Promise?
We will do. Yes, I promise we'll do it again. And I think let's just make an effort to make people happy on your Facebook page. And I that makes me happy.
I will announce it already as early as now. Sorry, I will do this because you said that you want to
Yeah,
also observe this.
yeah. We'll do
Because
another one.
no, I will. This is something that I haven't announced yet. Because the OFWs are coming home slowly from because they're losing their job.
Yes.
Pinapauwi sila. I am shifting my show, partly my show, hopefully by next month or next month, by next month, to the time slot where all of the OFW will be my target. And I will offer you the same kind of chikahan that we have. Wellness, mental health. Ganitong usapan na parang kaibigan lang natin si Karen, nakala mo
No.
grabe.
Maganda yun na. Oo.
Because ang nangyayari, may nagpakamatay na kasi na I don't know if you caught
Oo.
that.
I saw
Nagpakamatay
it.
of
Doon
depression.
sa ship.
Yeah,
Nakakalungkot.
quote out
Oo.
of depression. Huwag ho kayo maabala because sabi nga nila lahat ng the only thing constant is change. Number one. Number two, uy, mabait ang Diyos. Hindi ito ang end ng niya, ng purpose. Ibig sabihin, meron tong magandang kahihitnatan after. Uy,
Mm-mm,
nagtaga.
mm-mm,
Okay,
mm-mm.
Karen, say goodbye to people. When I play the music, please don't hang up first. I'm just gonna hang up to end the broadcast. Uh, say thank you again. I'll put you on
Love
screen.
you.
Thank you. Thank you mga kaibigan for watching. Thank you for everything. And then, Karen, don't leave.